Hello, my name is Jennifer Carr. I will be discussing the 8-inch floppy disk. According to the History of Computing Projects website, this was created in 1974. I chose this device because as a child I remember using the 8-inch floppies in our Commodore 64 computer at home. It had a separate disk drive that we loaded the disk into, and this is how we played video games and even had word processing programs. The floppy disk is a revolutionary device as it was the first portable program and file storage device. It was the catalyst that eliminated the need to have rooms full of memory, and it paved the way for devices that could hold terabytes of data and still fit in the palm of your hand. So, what exactly is a floppy disk? It was invented by Alan Shugart at IBM to load macro codes into the IBM 3330, otherwise known as the Merlin. Really, the floppy disk was created to fill another type of disk storage device. The floppy disk gets its name from the flexibility of the material that holds it. So how did this device impact the history of computing? First, let's discuss how it worked. The floppy is made of a magnetic material that is similar to other recording tape. It's inserted into a drive that grabs the floppy by the center and then spins it like a record. Then the read-write head grabs the tape in the center of the plastic cover and reads and writes to it. The floppy was considered a revolutionary device because of the portability that it offered. There was no other device that could do this at the time, and the floppy made it possible to transport programs and files on an 8-inch square piece of plastic. At the time, you could only do 100, or the 8-inch version of the disk only held 100 kilobytes of data. At that time, that was all that was really needed. The floppy paved the way for many discoveries that impacted storage in the computing world. The evolution of the floppy led to better, smaller devices that held more memory. The next version of the floppy is the 5 1/4 inch floppy. This was created for Wayne Labs, as they wanted a smaller version for their desktop computers in their labs. There's an interesting story behind how the size was determined for this floppy. Mr. Wang was at a bar with the engineers for the disk, and they were discussing the size and other aspects of the disk creation over drinks. And when asked what size he wanted the disk to be, he pointed at a cocktail napkin and said, "About that size." Funny enough, the cocktail napkin just happened to be 5 1/4 inches square. The next version was created at Sony, which was 3 1/2 inches. It was encased in hard plastic, so it wasn't really floppy anymore, although it continued to hold the name floppy disk. This version held 400 kilobytes of data, and later versions held more at 700 and up, but the size of the disk actually remained the same. Now we get to talk about the newer discoveries that the floppy led to. First off, the compact disk. This was actually created in 1979. According to Dandridism, it was not actually released into the public until 1980. Of course, the CD led to the DVD, and then the DVD rewrite, got to be where not only could you store files and programs on these devices, but you could also erase them and write over them. In 2000, a couple more devices were created, and we have the USB flash drive. This is a device that you insert into the USB port of your computer or laptop, download files or programs, remove it, and take it home to your home computer or any other computer, plug it in, and you can work on the files from there. The next device that was created in 2000 is the SD card. This was mostly created for pictures and videos, so your camera would hold the SD card in it, you take your pictures or videos, and then you insert your SD card into a computer, and it would have to be a later model that actually had the type of port these cards would go into. And again, you can pull your pictures or videos up and edit or email them from your computer. To summarize the history of portable storage, This was brought about by the evolution of having rooms full of memory to a device that can be removed and placed elsewhere. The particular type of storage evolved in itself from the 8-inch floppy that held 100 kilobytes of data in 1974 to USB flash drives and external hard drives capable of holding terabytes of data today. The floppy disk is truly a revolutionary device in how it made computer storage portable and how it sparked the creation of these devices to evolve into what they are today. What is next, you ask? Well, we are already expanding into cloud storage, which means all of our data is stored centrally elsewhere, not locally. By the way things have gone since 1974, who knows what's next? Thank you very much.